In the vast reaches of human imagination and ancient lore, few tales captivate the human spirit as profoundly as the legend of Atlantis, the fabled city that once thrived in unrivaled splendor before vanishing beneath the waves. This story, whispered through millennia, has inspired explorers, philosophers, and dreamers alike, each drawn to the mystery of a civilization lost to time. Long before the first pyramids touched the skies of Egypt or the Parthenon graced the hills of Athens, there existed a mighty empire on a vast island far beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar. This was Atlantis, a realm of unparalleled beauty, wisdom, and power. It was a kingdom said to have been blessed by Poseidon, the god of the sea, who shaped the island with his own hands. At its heart was a city of gleaming white stone, towering over lush, fertile plains and surrounded by concentric rings of water inland, a marvel of engineering and divine artistry. The Atlanteans were a prosperous people, renowned for their advances in architecture, agriculture, and navigation. They built grand palaces adorned with precious metals and gemstones, and their harbors were filled with ships that traded with nations across the known world. The island was rich with resources, from the glittering orichalcum, a metal said to shine like fire, to fertile lands that bore plentiful crops and exotic fruits. The Atlanteans lived in harmony with nature, guided by wise and just rulers descended from Poseidon himself. At the center of the city stood the grand temple of Poseidon, a towering structure built from silver, gold, and ivory. Inside, a statue of the god, driving his chariot of horses, loomed over an altar where the citizens would offer tributes. This temple was not just a place of worship, but a symbol of the unity and power of the Atlantean people. Under the watchful eyes of their divine patron, Atlantis thrived in a golden age of peace and prosperity. The Atlanteans were masters of their environment, harnessing the energies of the earth and the sea to power their cities and enrich their lives. They constructed canals and bridges that linked the city's rings, creating a network of waterways that made the city an unparalleled marvel of maritime engineering. The people of Atlantis were enlightened, valuing wisdom and knowledge above all. They established centers of learning where scholars from around the world came to study astronomy, mathematics, and philosophy. Their legal system was renowned for its fairness, and their rulers were seen as paragons of virtue and justice. It was a utopia where art, science, and spirituality flourished side by side. However, with great prosperity came hunger for more. As the Atlanteans' power grew, so too did their ambition. They began to look beyond their borders, their eyes set on expanding their influence and dominion over other lands. This desire for conquest marked the beginning of the end for the once peaceful civilization. Over time, the Atlanteans' pride turned to hubris, and their thirst for power corrupted their hearts. They launched campaigns to conquer other nations, and their once noble leaders became despots ruling with an iron fist. The harmony that had defined their society began to crumble, and the gods who once favored them turned away in disappointment. In the heavens, Zeus, the king of the gods, watched with dismay as the Atlanteans descended into decadence and moral decay. He called a council of the gods to decide their fate. The decision was swift and unforgiving. Atlantis, in all its glory, was to be punished for its hubris. The gods would cleanse the earth of their arrogance with a great cataclysm. In a single day and night of misfortune, Atlantis met its doom. The sky darkened as violent storms raged, and the earth trembled with a mighty roar. The sea, once a source of life and prosperity, rose up against the island in great towering waves. Lightning cracked through the skies, and the land began to shake as the earth split open. Proud city of Atlantis, with all its treasures, knowledge, and power, was swallowed by the ocean, vanishing beneath the waters as if it had never existed. The city itself was lost. The legend of Atlantis endured, passed down through the ages by poets, philosophers, and seafarers. To this day, Atlantis remains a symbol of human ambition and the thin line between greatness and hubris. It serves as a reminder of the fragility of civilization and the consequences of losing sight of wisdom and humility. For some, Atlantis is more than just a cautionary tale. It is a beacon of hope, a lost paradise that, if found, might unlock secrets of ancient technologies and untold riches. Many have sought its ruins, believing that somewhere beneath the ocean's depths, the remnants of the great city still lie, waiting to be rediscovered. Expeditions have scoured the seas, searching for clues, inspired by the dream of finding a world where humanity once lived in harmony with the gods. In the end, Atlantis is not just a story of a city lost to the sea. It is a story of dreams, of human potential, and of the lessons we must remember as we chart our own course through the turbulent waters of history. Whether fact or fable, the legend of Atlantis continues to capture the imagination, urging us to seek a balance between the pursuit of knowledge and the wisdom of humility. So, as you drift into the tranquil embrace of sleep, let the echoes of Atlantis' majestic halls and the distant crash of the ocean remind you of a time when the world was full of wonder and the horizon was endless. And perhaps in the quiet moments between dreams, you too will hear the whisper of waves over a sunken city, calling you to explore the mysteries of the deep.